Here's a handoff to Crawford, and he's got a first down at the 10-yard line. We're going to welcome in. I'm going to move. You don't usually move the winningest coach in college basketball to your right, but I had to. For Coach Knight, who joins us here in the booth. Bob, you got a win today in basketball. It's a doubleheader day here for the Red Raiders.
Well, we played pretty good defense this afternoon, Brad, and I've seen some really good defense that we played here tonight also.
Well, this is almost like basketball on grass, what we got going on here with Texas Tech.
That's what the Texas coaches call us when they play us.
At the 10-yard line, first and goal, Harrell throws, caught inside the 5, it's Morris, and Morris down to about the 3-yard line. And Mike Leach, this Coach Knight would be a huge feather in his cap and a huge win tonight. I think hold on to this thing.
Well, I think it's a great opportunity for us, particularly the way they, after the start they had with the bad pass and the interception touchdown, and it puts us in a position where we'll have a chance to go to a pretty good bowl if we can win this ball game.
They would be 8-4 and 4-4 in conference play. Last year it was the Inside Bowl, an overtime win over Minnesota. But this would be a huge way, just over 2 quarters. Coach, I asked you about your game today, and you had something to say about the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. Tell us that.
Well, when Bob said that it's a really tough thing to make an error at the beginning of the second half in football that particularly sets up another team to score, and I told our team at the half today we had a 9-point lead, and I said, now that first 5 minutes, we can get control of the game, and being outscored 11-2 didn't get the job done for us.
Did you call it time?
No, I let them work their way out of it, and we went on from there.
Talking like a football coach, you know, our mutual friend, Cam Cameron, told me on the way out here that way back when you were thinking about going in and being a football coach instead of a basketball coach, and the way you decided to be a basketball coach is because in football, they had 7 officials. In basketball, they only had 2.
I said I'd rather be robbed by 2 guys than
7. You might not have had 892 wins at this stage of your life, though, if you'd have gone in as a football coach. Well, you're doing a special thing, Coach. You got some of your old players from Army in for the whole weekend, huh?
Well, we've had this reunion for 12 or 14 years, and you guys were great to come to dinner with us last night. They were talking about that today. They listen and watch, both of you, and all those guys can think back to when Bob was playing and they were winning the Super Bowl, and it was just great last night. And then today it was the same thing. They presented me with a book today with letters from all the players and all the people that have been associated with me or I with them over the years. It's probably the neatest thing I've ever received.
You've been doing this for 15 years?
Just about, I think, 12 to 15 years. And
you had generals and colonels and professors and
players,
lots of players.
Oh yeah, guys that have been in Vietnam and Iraq, and one of the guys that's here was a regimental commander in the first Iraqi war. Another one flew a year's worth of missions in a helicopter in Vietnam. And
about 50 guys, is that about?
Yeah,
right?
About 50 of them.
And he knew everybody's name. That was the amazing
thing. There was a story
and he
about
knew
everybody.
A story about everybody too.
Well, I had a chance to talk with him today for the first time, really, in a long time, about just what having coached at West Point meant to me, and just to have been a part of something like that. I told them that when I went through basic training in the Army, I first of all played baseball, then I played fast pitch softball, and when I reported to West Point, I was at least prepared PFC in the history of the United States Army.
Oh boy, and the other night it was just like the old coach would say. One of your players, I think it was Mike or somebody, said, Coach, what about tomorrow? And he said, wait a minute. Have I asked for questions yet? That was the best line of the. Have I asked for questions yet? Well, as you see, they're carting off the injured player, Alan Davis. And it appeared to be his right leg that they've been working on, although he looks completely gassed and kind of just collapsed on the field when he went down. So to lose another starter, you lose a quarterback in Sam Bradford in the first half, and now to lose their starting defensive end, and you talk about the wheels kind of coming off the number 4 team in the country. Coach, I know you've got to run. You want to go back to your guys. We'll kind of say goodbye, but I know you're heading to Alaska, though, right?
We're going to go to Alaska to play in the shootout there on Tuesday, and somebody asked me, one of the writers from Anchorage called me and said, Coach, would you name your best moments in the 2 times you've been here before. And I said, well, our record is 2-4. There are not a lot of best moments when we've come up there to play.
How about fishing?
Well, fishing has been great. I mean, I could be Alaska's premier promoter of fishing.
So a couple of good moments, or I remember some good fishing trips between games.
It was better than the basketball.
There's a good field up there. You see a lot of those games on ESPN. Coach, thanks a lot for being with us.
You two are great for college sports, and I enjoy being here.
Thanks a lot, Coach, and thanks for having us at the dinner the other night. That was awesome.
Every time we come to Lubbock, we're looking you up.
Thanks again, Bob. Winningest coach in college basketball history, Bob Knight.